Oh boy, returning to Big Time Wrestling, here is Mike Modest, one of the original cast of characters all those years ago in the very first Big Time Wrestling show.
Exactly, and Mike Modest is a very formidable opponent for anybody in BTW. Here's Alan Bolte.
From New York City, back to the Bay Area, the sensational Michael Modest.
It's been all those years in Japan, abroad, and Dragon Dave, you know a few things about broads.
Yes, I know a few of them. Yes, and we're talking about the Cruiserweight Heavyweight title, or Cruiserweight title for that matter.
Cruiserweight Heavyweight?
Because Modest should be considered a heavyweight. I don't know what he's doing going after Puma for his title.
Speaking of which, here is the BTW Cruiserweight Champion, Puma, very popular, high flyer.
His origin unknown, Puma!
Look at that entrance. Nobody does it like Puma here in Big Time Wrestling.
Let me ask you something, Junior. If Puma's weight is unknown, how do we know he's a cruiserweight?
Oh, now that is a good question. But I have it on very good advice that Puma makes the cruiserweight weight.
How? If he's not weighed, so you don't know what his weight is. So how do we know he's a cruiserweight? I think we should investigate this.
Okay, why don't you form a task force and you go ahead to the championship committee. Meanwhile, let's call this match. Fans, this is going to be a very, very good wrestling match. Both of these guys are good wrestlers. They're professional wrestlers. Well, what's this now? Oh, Mike Modest. Already. Bell's rung. This one's underway. Modest already starting it.
Well, Mike Modest demands silence, and the fans should give it to him. If anything.
Hey, if you morons don't start showing me a little respect, I'm just going to leave right now.
Well, that's one way to win friends and influence people.
Well, Mike Modest, he doesn't deserve this. Yeah, well, just go take a powder there, Mike Modest.
Well, fans, the bell's rung. The referee can start the count. Ronnie Washington being pretty lenient so far. Now here he goes. Laying the count on Modest. He better get in there. He'll be counted out.
Exactly. Now, of course, once again, I have to come back to this subject of Puma not necessarily being a cruiserweight. We don't know if he's a heavyweight or cruiserweight. We don't know if he's a flyweight, welterweight. We don't know anything about Puma.
Well, what I do know is he's a superb wrestler, and so is Mike Modest, and that's what you're going to see here is wrestling. There's a beautiful go-behind. Puma getting out of it, grabs the arm right away. Folks, I really hope that this does not disintegrate into a brawl, because both these guys could really mix it up, and this is what the marquee says. Wrestling, Dragon Dave, and it's big time wrestling.
Exactly, and of course Mike Modest, he can wrestle or he can brawl. Either way he can go. Of course, we're talking about Iron Mike Modest, unlike the other Iron Mike Sharp.
Iron Mike Sharp. Voice from the past. There's some beautiful chain wrestling here. Tit for tat. Oh, there we go. Nice arm drag go through by Puma. Now, Mike Modest spent all that time in Japan. Well, you hear that, folks. Modest is into it now with the referee as well. The thing is about a mass wrestler like Puma, you don't know what he's thinking. You don't know if he's hurt, if he's laughing with Modest or at Modest or whatever. That's the look at that beautiful hammerlock into a half crab. Now that is why Puma is your BTW Cruiserweight champion.
Or he might be Wild Storm. You don't know that.
I know he's not Wild Storm.
You never seen Wild Storm without his mask?
You know how I know he's not Wild Storm?
How?
He told me.
Oh boy.
There's Modest out of here.
Yes. And of course Mike Modest once again being taunted by the fans right there.
No. Mike Modest is taunting the fans. Ing.
No. Mike Modest is being taunted by the fans, and he doesn't deserve this.
Well, what he does deserve is to get back in the ring and wrestle Puma. This is a Cruiserweight Championship match. Both men with great, impressive credentials. Both men well suited to this style of wrestling.
Now let me ask you something, Junior. To the best of your knowledge, have these two men ever hooked up in the ring? Have they ever wrestled each other?
There's a tackle. Down goes Modest. Headlock. Now standing side headlock by Puma into a beautiful headlock takeover. Notice how he shoots those hips through. And notice how he also is pressing with his right leg backwards and putting all of his weight down on the head of Mike Modest, squeezing that head like a grape, as old Hank Renner used to say.
So, have these two men ever faced each other in the ring?
I'm flipping my records as I'm trying to pad that with a little play-by-play, and it looks like no, this is the first meeting of these two. There's a tackle. Down goes Mike Modest, straight on running. Oh, kip over, beautiful by Puma, and a drop kick. Gets Modest right on the kisser.
Yes, there's Puma with a kip over and a drop kick.
Well done, Dragon Dave. Oh, European uppercut. Rubber legs, Mike Modest. Good night.
Yes, there's a European uppercut right there, and rubber legs, Mike Modest.
Lucky for you, he did it again. Nice snapmare. Again, look how Puma now. Fans, look at Puma's hands if you can see them. That's a beautiful shot right there of his hands, how he has Modest in a neck vise. You can see Modest's wrench being neck being wrenched backwards, not wreck being wrenched backwards. Dragon Dave.
Yes, of course, and that's called a neck vise right there, what you're seeing right there.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, picks him up for a body slam. Hangs on, rolled through, does Puma. Beautiful. And again, look how he opens his legs, gets a grip on the mat with those boots, and shoves forward all the weight onto Modest's head. Modest smart to get up and out of there. I don't know if we're going to have a clean break here, though.
Well, there you go, coming from Mike Modest, there it is.
I wouldn't bet money on it. Into the corner, way up high, Puma up there. Oh, Modest gets caught napping. Oh, he's got a beautiful head scissors. Down goes Mike Modest. He took a little nap there, Dragon Dave. That's very unlike him. And another drop kick right on the kisser.
Yes, and of course, Puma once again, with these high-flying moves, and that might be the only way. There you go. That might be the only way.
Oh, out goes Modest on his own accord.
Yes, and I think Air Puma is going to be in effect right about now. I think this is the only way that Puma could ground Mike Modest.
Well, Modest is like you said, he's a great technical wrestler. He's also a brawler. Puma, an excellent high flyer and technical wrestler. And again, folks, if this match does not disintegrate into a brawl, I'm going to have to. Oh, there's Modest in and out. He probably banged that elbow on that hardwood floor. There's Alan Bolte standing there. Sorry, Mike, there are no timeouts in wrestling.
Well, of course, what Mike Modest is doing right now, he's buying himself a little time. He's trying to take away momentum away from Puma. That's what he's trying to do, because Puma's on a roll right now, and Mike Modest has to cut that off.
Absolutely, that is a good point, and that's the way you do it. So many times we've seen matches snatched out of the hands of victory into a defeat, etc. Oh, way up high. Puma headlock takeover. Modest now on the canvas once again. Puma in control with that head.